Your Country 1039 KGRT, still one of my favorites from Hardy with Lauren Elena and Devin Dawson. One beer.
Time now for your question of the day. Brought to you by the Farmers and Crafts Markets of Las Cruces. Fresh produce, bread, meat, honey, food trucks, handmade art, music, and more. Every Saturday and Wednesday, 8:30 a.m. to 1 p.m., downtown Las Cruces.
That's right. Our question of the day brought to you by the Farmers and Crafts Market of Las Cruces. And it has a little to do, kind of, I guess, with the fact that today is Retro Day. Yeah, and you think about retro technologies and different things like that, and how much innovation has come our way, how much the new inventions have changed our world. And a lot of it really goes almost unnoticed and, underrated, so to speak. So my question for you today, and I want you to think back on it, maybe something that has affected your life in a big way, but, you just really kind of don't think about it as being an underrated invention or innovation. So my question for you, what is the most underrated invention of the last 20 years? One would say it's very easy to go with the smartphone. I mean, come on. Yeah. Also, noise-canceling headphones. I am a big fan of noise-canceling headphones. They are amazing on airplane flights, and just when you want to escape and not hear anything else but your music, that is awesome. Also, the air fryer could be one, maybe. Phone payment apps. If I had to pick something that I use on a daily basis that was, a recent innovation or invention in the last 20 years, able to make payments and buy stuff with my phone just by tapping it. That is awesome. But there's also little things, ring doorbells, or being able to skip the intro button on streaming sites because you've seen the intro to that TV show I don't know how many times. So once again, my question for you today, what is the most underrated invention in the last 20 years or so? Like I said, it could be something that you take for granted and you use on a daily basis, but, it's there. It really is. So let me know your answers. Go ahead and call them in or text them in at 575-523-KGRT. That's 575-523-5478. Of course, we are live on our social media pages, so you can leave your comments down below as well. But let me know your answers for our question of the day today. What is the most underrated invention or innovation of the last 20 years? I am putting my foot down. In my case, it has to be the ability to make phone payments and with apps and other stuff like that on your phone. I love NFC. I really do. So go ahead and let me know your answers for our question of the day, brought to you by the Farmers and Crafts Market of Las Cruces. Once again, what is the most underrated invention or innovation in the last 20 years? Let me know your answers for our question of the day. Okay, exclusively up on our social media pages right now. So yeah, think about it in the last 20 years. What if maybe something that you use, like I said, almost on a daily basis that basically is kind of new, last 20 years or so. Like I said, the obvious one is the smartphone, but I like, the fact that I can make a payment, go through a drive-through or anything else and just bring out my phone, because I do have a tendency to forget my card, or the card doesn't work anymore, stuff like that. That for me is something that I use almost on a daily basis. Or maybe even something else, the ability to order groceries online and get them delivered. That is something, of course, that took off very big during the dark times of the pandemic, but still, it's something that I use a lot these days. So what about you? Mom already chimed in. Mom says the air fryer is the big one right there. Yep. And I know that for a fact because my mom uses her air fryer all the time. In fact, air fryers make some great taquitos and flautas. I'm not joking about that. They're delicious. And I really do have to get my mom to write that recipe down. But anyway, what is your, what do you think, I should say, is the most underrated invention of the last 20 years or so? Or innovation, I think. Maybe they took an old idea and made it even better. Go ahead and let me know your answers for our question of the day. Once again, call them in, text them in, 575-523-KGRT. That's 575-523-5478. And, of course, leave your comments down below as well. In the meantime, let us go ahead and take a look at what is going on in and around the world. I'm sure everybody's heard about it. Gene Hackman, his wife, and their dog found dead in their Santa Fe, New Mexico home on Wednesday. Gene Hackman was 95 years old, won 2 Oscars. He's been retired for about 2 decades, but there's no suspicion of any foul play. Just kind of weird that, his wife and his dog passed away at the same time. But I got to say, Gene Hackman, I'm not going to say one of my favorite actors, although I do love him because he's the OG Lex Luthor, right? From the Superman movies. And he had a really good string of Westerns in the 90s as well, including one of my favorites, Unforgiven, The Quick and the Dead, and a couple others. So, yeah, very sad to hear about Gene Hackman, and hopefully we'll get a better explanation as to what happened. It could be something else. In fact, I believe one of my coworkers just floated a theory maybe about carbon monoxide. Could have been. So hopefully we'll get some more details there about Gene Hackman passing away at the age of 95. Also saw that U.S. government may put out a $250 bill into circulation. I doubt that. If they got rid of the penny, they're not going to put any more extra cash out there. Also saw Einstein Brothers Bagels debuted a new breakfast item, the Country Bagels and Gravy Egg Sandwich, with its own country song, Forget the Fork, because it's a handheld sandwich. Get to lick the gravy off your fingers. Rob Gronkowski says that he is not retiring. The rumors of him, the rumors of him unretiring, I should say, are crazy because they must know something about me that he doesn't know. Nah, I don't think he's coming back. And also, scientists in Germany have discovered hormones that can now be used to slow down aging. Hormones include insulin like growth factor 1, growth hormone, estrogen, retinoids, and melatonin, the aforementioned combat wrinkles and gray hair. Well, as you can tell, too late for my gray hair. It's been coming in for a while. And as far as a little bit of good news for you, a hero dog saves young girl from a kidnapping. 10-year-old girl was almost kidnapped off the street in Wilmington, Delaware. The suspect grabbed the young girl before her dog bit him and scared him away. Police are urging anyone with information to come forward. And that is a good boy. Yeah. Once again, we are looking for answers for our question of the day today in honor of, National Retro Day. What is the most underrated invention or innovation, I could say, of the last 20 years? I'm going with the ability to buy stuff and pay stuff right there with your phone. Of course, the phone itself, the smartphone, is probably a good answer as well. But what is your answer for our question of the day? Once again, call those in, text those in, leave your comments down below for our question of the day, brought to you by the Farmers and Crafts Market of Las Cruces.